So the common ground here is that you have to keep a human in the loop, not only in your AI systems, but also when you design the transformation for your company. So one thing we always talk about is, where do you want to be in your organization, right? In 5 years, in 10 years, if this was a sci-fi novel, where would you want to be as an organization? And how do the people you have today, how do you bring them along? Because we hear a lot about disruption, job disruption, and is there a way we can implement AI without forcing all of this disruption, particularly in people's lives? You know, without people, what is a company? I find myself quoting that all the time. So the way we think about AI at InterSystems is, how is it a force enabler? Can we do more with more? And we don't think of the bottom line, we think of the top line.
So you're going to see these little squiggly line drawings throughout the presentation. Those are actually the chapter heading graphics for my book. There is a chapter called Orchestrating the Future, and it actually talks about exactly what Nick is saying. If you get a group of people to actually feel the endpoint, actually get excited and feel what it would be like if you had this automated system that would make your life so much easier, if you could create something really incredible that you can't do today because of technical constraint, organizational constraint, or anything else. So I think there's something to be said about humans in your organizations, talking about, outlining, and really defining, feeling it, seeing it, understanding it, what it looks like in the future, because I personally believe that that's how you get teams to implement what you're trying to do.
So how do you really get started? Well, we use a maturity model, and at least internally, we think about 3 ways of using AI. Are you enabled, which means corporate ChatGPT account, a co-pilot, someone can use AI if they wish, and you score it out of 5. So if no one can use ChatGPT Enterprise, or they're using a personal account, that's a 0 or a 1. Agentic is, can you have AI that takes multiple steps? So do I have a workflow that can look at my email inbox and compose replies when I ask it to? That's agentic. And then from a business process standpoint, autonomous. This is where I think a lot of people get scared when they talk about AI taking over their organization. But autonomous processes mean that an event happens, the AI is listening and polling for it, and then it does a standardized business process to an output. And we can trust and verify and audit the output with a human in the loop at the very end or at some point in the process. So I'll be perfectly honest, we're very good on the left side, we're okay in the middle, and we have none on the right.
My company is not even that great here. So just that's the contrast. I have a senior organization that still is asking the question, can you please teach us how to use Copilot? Which is so not the right question, right? It's just not the right question. So it's difficult to get that type of thinking moving to the, the other side where you're saying, hey, think about what it would feel like if this was autonomous. They can't get past to use Copilot, just click the button. It tells you what to do, right?
And these autonomous processes are scary because it's very hard to guardrail on. It's very hard to implement them. And sometimes you may be looking at replacing a job function. With that, keeping the human in the loop also means, how do I define a migration path for those people? If I have someone who is banging the phones every day, calling up prospects, maybe we have AI do that, and we turn them into junior AEs. The way we take our position is that we should always be moving people into better roles and not cutting the bottom line.